Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Georgia May. Today we're doing a Gunshot Gangster wound. We're starting off with some special effects wax. I've made this myself using Vaseline and the Revolution Pro Lace Loose Powder. Just mix them together until you get a wax texture. I'm applying it quite generously. It's easier to apply a lot at first and remove rather than applying a little bit and adding more with this wax. I'm using a Q-tip just to remove any excess that I don't really need. Also using that Q-tip to create the gunshot hole. When you push the Q-tip in to create the hole, you want to kind of push the edges up just to create that toned skin look for the wound. When you do this, you will create some more excess around the outsides. You want to remove some of that as well. Using my finger, I'm just smoothing out them edges from where we've just removed quite a lot. The key is you want to try and get it to blend as much as you can into the skin that's exposed on the outside. It looks more realistic. I'm going to go in with a eyebrow brush just to smooth out the edges a little bit more and create a bit of texture into the wound. We also created a gunshot wound on her chest when she'd got her outfit on as well. That's in the picture at the end. I'm now going in with some liquid latex. I'm using a small lip pencil brush to apply it. I'm applying it quite generously. As you'll see in a minute, I'm going to use a cosmetic sponge to remove any excess. You want to make sure the wound is fully covered in the liquid latex. It just creates a harder texture so this wax doesn't move as much when you're applying the rest of the makeup. It also cracks to create the burned edges for the gunshot wound. Obviously, it burns the skin. I'm now using the cosmetic sponge just to smooth it out on the outsides and remove the excess. Apologies for the lighting, I forgot I didn't turn my ring light on until halfway through this video, so you'll see a lighting shift when I'm doing her eyes. I will get better at editing videos. This is my first YouTube video. I normally just do short ones for Instagram. I'll link my Instagram in the caption box. I'm now going in with the number 7 Skin Illuminator in Light, just to create a glow under the skin. I'm using quite a matte foundation, which can be quite dry in some people. So with a glowy primer, it tends to work a little bit better for more skin types. I'm using the Real Techniques Prep and Prime brush for this. I love this brush for moisturiser and primer. It doesn't suck up too much product, which I love. This client is a friend from college, so we were having quite a good catch up, which was quite fun. We haven't seen each other really since college. I'm now going in with the Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the shade 10. I'm applying that as the eyeshadow base. I'm applying it quite generously at first and then blending it out to cover the full eye. I'm going to use the Maybelline Fit Me powder in the shade 115 Ivory just to set that base. If you're using concealer, you do need to set it with a powder. I'm going in with the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette, the original one, in a really light brown transition shade. I prefer to start with a really light colour and move to a dark one for the transition if I feel like I need to. I'm now going in with a slightly darker shade just to deepen up that transition, keeping it in the crease. We are creating a classic soft glam brown smoky eye. We didn't want to do too much because we are having the gory wound. I'm now going back into the palette and using a warm tone medium brown. I'm applying this to the outer V. Normally I'd apply it more across the crease, but my client had hooded eyes, and with hooded eyes you want to keep the colour darkness to the outer section of the eye, as putting it across the full crease can close up hooded eyes, and the aim is you really want to open them eyes. I'm using a small pencil brush to apply this colour, and then going in with a fluffy brush just to blend it out. I'm going back into the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette using the black shade. Using a flat eyeliner brush, I'm going across the upper lash line, going into a slight wing. Again, because she's got hooded eyes, I didn't want to use a solid eyeliner. It can be too harsh. With this, it's easier to blend out if it closes the eye too much. Luckily it didn't, I kept it quite close to the eye. I'm now using the Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the shade 10 again, slightly cut in the crease, not using a lot of concealer as I don't want to create a dramatic cut crease. Just something for the pigment to hold on to. I'm going in with the MAC Melon pigment, a lovely peach toned gold. It's perfect for quite a lot of complexions, so it is my go-to pigment for these classic eye looks. I'm applying it over the central 2/3 of the eye. I'm now going in with a darker brown from the Jaclyn Hill palette and just deepening up that outer V. I decided I wanted it a little bit smokier, and it also blends better with the melon pigment. Just creates a nice transition between that gold shimmer into the outer V colour. Can you see that I'm staying away from that crease? I'm staying just purely on the outer V section. Again, really wanting to open up them eyes. I'm going in with the Ardell double wispy lashes. I love Ardell lashes. The tracking for them is so slim, which makes them really easy to apply. So they are my go-to lashes. And they're so beautiful and full, but not too dramatic. So I find quite a lot of people like them. You can get them on offer quite a lot from TK Maxx and Boots. That's where I normally pick mine up. I'm now going in with the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation in the shade 1N1, and that's Ivory Nude. As it is quite a full coverage foundation, I don't go too near the under eyes, as when I apply the concealer and then the powder on top, it can cause creasing. So to avoid that, I just use concealer in the under eye area. I'm applying that all over the skin, and including the wound that we created as well. I am using it in quite a buildable way. Does look like I'm applying a lot, but it's just because it's so full coverage. So you can build it to your preference. I'm now going back in with the Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the shade 10. Used it under the eyes, down the bridge of the nose, the centre of the forehead, slightly on the cupid's bow and the chin. Using a small buffing brush to buff that out. I'm now going in with the Fit Me powder in the shade 115 Ivory, just lightly going over the face just to set that foundation and concealer in place. I'm now going to be using the Maybelline Eyestudio Lasting Drama Gel Eyeliner in the centre of the bullet wound. So when you apply the blood, it doesn't go transparent. There's always that kind of gory hole in the centre. Just build that up till you're happy with it. I'm then going to be going in with the Stacey Marie Be Perfect Carnival palette in the shade Liquor. It's a dark purple. I'm going to be using this around the outskirts of the wound where the skin starts to raise into the bullet wound. It creates the shadow and also the start of the bruising. You do want it to be quite a deep colour in this section, but I'd start light and build on it rather than going intense, as it's easier to put more colour on than it is to take away. I'm then going to be going back into the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm going to be using the burgundy red shade. I'm going to use this just to deepen that bruising colour, going a bit more further out than what the Liquor colour was applied. I'm going in between a pencil brush applying this colour and a fluffy brush to blend it. Really starting to create that bruised effect. I'm now going in with e.l.f. Cosmetics lipstick in the shade Bordeaux Beauty. It's a lovely deep wine colour. I'm going over the edges of the wound with this. It's just helping create that bloody burnt edges effect that we're going for. Back into the Stacey Marie palette, we're going with the shade Envy, which is a deep green. I'm using a flat eyeliner brush to apply this to look like veins / burning marks. I'm going to go in with a fluffy brush afterwards to blend the lines out. As you can see, they look quite harsh at the minute. You do want them to blend because they want to look like they're part of your skin. I'm then going to be going in with the MAC Studio Fix Sculpt and Shade Contour Palette in the shade Sculpt, just to add a slight contour to the cheekbones, the jaw, the bridge of the nose, and around the edges of the forehead. I'm then going in with the Benefit Cosmetics Get the Party Started set in the shade Hoola Bronzer. Just to add that colour back into the cheekbones and the forehead. I'm also going to be using the California blusher from this kit as well. This is a perfect blusher for a light skin complexion. As you can see, it's just adding that glow and that little bit of colour back into her cheeks. Then in the centre of the gunshot wound, we're going to go in with a liquid blood. Now you can get this at more special effects online stores, but you can also get it from most supermarkets during the Halloween period. I picked mine up from Sainsbury's. It was £1.50 for a little bottle of blood. I'm applying it using a fluffy brush just so I can get more into that wound at once. It does take quite a while to build this up. You want to get it to a point where the wound is that full, it drips out. You do want to keep packing it and being patient with this point because you do want it to drip out on its own, not where you've dragged it out. It just creates that natural drip effect that you get with blood. You'll see it start to go. Once it does start to go, you're going to want to tilt the client's head. So the blood travels in a direction that the blood would travel if you were shot. It's not going to go straight down your head because you're not still going to be stood up. So I tilted her head to the side, so it travelled sideways a little bit across the bridge of the nose. You'll see me do that to her in a second. You can apply the blood around the outsides of the wound as well. Just be careful that you don't go over the top with this bit. It defeats the object of all the bruising that you've just been applying. There I go, tilting her head. I'm now going in with the Ruby Woo lip liner from MAC Cosmetics. And the lipstick I'm going to be using today is the MAC Viva Glam Sia collection that came out at the end of last year. If you would like to see me do more videos, let me know what you think in the comments. I was quite nervous to do this video. I think my voice sounds pretty weird on camera. Very northern. I'm just applying some more blood to that wound. I'll leave all the products that I've used in the description box. If you're wondering what I've used on anything. I'm now just using a cosmetic sponge just to blend out that blood a little bit. These are natural eyebrows, so I didn't feel like they needed any product on them other than a clear brow gel, so the one I've used is the 24-hour brow setter from Benefit. It's just a clear gel. We were laughing about how weird it was feeling dripping down her face at this point. So the highlighter we're going in with today is the Saint highlighter from the Carnival palette. It's a really pale champagne colour, which is perfect on pale skin like my client. So I'm just putting on the cheekbones, the bridge of the nose, and the cupid's bow. I hope you like the video. Let me know in the comments what you think, and thank you for watching.